nice.
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and this is the video review for the Transformers Collectors Club subscription service, Nacelle. Yes, we're taking a look at one of the newer subscription service figures. And the second one released this year is Nacelle, who is very patriotic in his paint job. Red, white, and blue. Perfect for 4th of July, which is this Saturday. And at the time that this review will be released, I'm hoping it will be tomorrow. So, yeah, perfect figure for a review for 4th of July, right here. As you can see, Nacelle is a red, white, and blue jet with the thrust wings from BotCon of, I think, 2005. No, this is 2007, I believe. Okay, I could be wrong on that, but I believe this came out like the year after Classics came out. Well, the mold did. Then the paint jobs this year. Because it was part of the Wings of Deception box set as Thrust. And this was before Generations Thrust came out. So, yeah, a lot going on with this. But anyway, you got the regular Seeker nose with the BotCon thrust wings, so it's quite interesting. Now, Nacelle here is actually based off a canceled paint job for thrust. I think they just changed their mind and went to it the thrust, the burgundy red that we all know and know thrust for. But this was a prototype color scheme for him. And it's nice that they gave this color scheme a new character to go with. And if you've read the online comic Invasion Part 2 for Machine Wars from the Transformers Collectors Club, Nacelle had a bit of a part in there. Part of Serpentor's team. But anyway, this one is pretty cool. You know, aside from the wings, it's a pretty standard Seeker. Nice blue, white, and red. Paint job's done very well. You got this real shiny silver on the intakes with some tampos on the wings, which is pretty cool. Well, not on the wings, on the intakes, I'm sorry. But you also have tampos on the wings, the Decepticon symbol, as well as on the nose cone. And yeah, on the bottom you can see there is a robot under there. What else is new? And this has only been out for how many years now? I mean, more than 6? Almost 10 actually. And well, the Seeker mold's being retired after this year, so some of the last hurrahs. But yeah, you still got the firing missiles. That don't fire all too well. Yeah, they gave it some weak springs, unfortunately. And we'll see if the other one fares better. Nope. Yeah. Very weak springs in this one, which is unfortunate. But still, as a display piece, this is pretty cool. So, well, we get some comparisons in. First and foremost, let's get this one out of the way. Since this one uses the BotCon thrust wings, which is strange since they were supposed to be destroyed, but after breakdown, I'm sure we all know that is not the case. But there is Generations Thrust. as you can see, significant difference in the wings. The wingspan is quite bigger on Generations thrust than Nacelle here. And yeah, the intakes are actually separate pieces. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I like Nacelle's smaller wings. It's very compact, very well done. So I think this is actually a pretty cool jet mode. And I do like it. And the paint apps are pretty strong. Although these are actually stickers, the red circles on there, they're raised bits that have stickers on them. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, it would have been easy enough to paint little rings on the on those circles anyway. And it's not like Funpub to actually skimp on paint apps either, so yeah, that's a little weird. But other than that, yeah, I think this is really cool. You got some nice stripes on the tail fins, which actually look like they're upside down. Which is peculiar, but whatever. And for another comparison, since we kind of got to do it, I'm going to bring in the Universe 2.0 Starscream. And again, significant difference in the wings. You know, you got your classic Seeker wings and tail fins versus the thrust style. But other than that, they both look pretty cool. And the Nacelle does have a lot more paint apps. But in any case, I think that'll about do it for vehicle mode. So let's get Nacelle into robot mode and see how he looks there. And now we got Nacelle in his robot mode. He is looking really good. All he needs is a couple stars and he's fully patriotic. And that red, white, and blue really does show on this guy. So, yeah, and it's pretty nice. But all in all, the paint job is well done. And everything is crisp, clean. The Decepticon symbols are tempoed very nicely on his shoulders. Which is good, because you really can't see the ones on his wings all too well with the null rays and the arms in the way. But he is done pretty well. The head sculpt is interesting. Reminiscent of Breakdown, really. Red face with the yellow eyes. Kind of hard to pick it out because the way the brow is, but yeah, he's got yellow eyes. He's got that Krylon silver paint on the on the intakes on the chest, which is done very well. Although as it goes down, it goes back to that blue with red legs, blue shins, and a little bit of paint picking out some details, which is really nice. And there's even some yellow on the turbines, or the wheels, whatever you want to call them. Because, yeah, they're technically wheels. These do flip out in vehicle mode, but, well, you know, I'll show you. They flip out like so. But that can mess with the paint a little bit, so I don't usually do that. All in all, the paint job is nice on this guy. Well, let's get him in a more natural pose. I'll get get the silhouette and yep. There we go. And it's a pretty nice silhouette. You know, the wings do stick out a little bit, but not a whole lot. So, but they are noticeable, which is good. Now for articulation, he does have a rotation at the head, left and right. Actually, easier than you'd think to move it with the nose cone in the back acting as a lever. It's pretty cool. You got universal joints at the shoulders, forward, backward, in and out. A little bit of hindrance at the with the wings and the null rays. But if you do take that off, he can move forward and forward just fine. Back is still a little bit hindered though. I'll keep that off for now. You have a bend at the elbow, really tight though. So just be careful that you're actually bending the joint and not stressing the hinge. Nothing at the wrist except for an in and out for transformation. No waist, but you do have ball jointed hips. Nice bend at the knee and a swivel right below the knee. So it's okay. I mean, for a 2006 figure, and that's when the Seeker mold was debuted, he isn't bad. And you can get some nice personality out of him. Some decent poses. And usually he has good balance, although it's not wanting to cooperate with me today. But yeah, for comparison, why don't we bring in some other Seekers? Naturally, we gotta bring in Thrust, since he is the updated wing model. And since Thrust's got wider wings, they do protrude a little bit more than Nacelle's do. But Nacelle does have a real nice compact silhouette, which I do like. Of course, let's bring in Starscream, who is also done pretty well, although not nearly as nicely as Nacelle is. I mean, you can really see the difference between retail paint job and the collector club paint jobs, since the club does do considerably more with their paint. Another comparison. Well, I got a couple more actually. Take out these guys, but let's bring in the Club G2 Ramjet and Generations Thundercracker. The original blue jet of the Decepticons. And as you can see, Ramjet and Nacelle kind of show off, again, the club's attention to detail. Although Nacelle seems to have even more paint on him than Ramjet does. But on the same note, you look at Thundercracker and Nacelle together. Something interesting about the silvers they use. Nacelle has a more sparkly kind of silver paint on him than the standard Seeker, like Thundercracker here, who's got a real nice shiny silver, but it doesn't have that sparkle to it. mean, I don't know how well it's showing off the camera, but there's a bit of a metal flake effect on Nacelle here. That doesn't quite show on Thundercracker. He's more of a, like a flatter silver, if that makes sense. While Nacelle has more of that sparkly silver you find on chrome paint. Which is fine with me. I like it. I think it looks great. But you can also tell that the shades of blue are different between Nacelle and Thundercracker. Nacelle has a lighter shade of blue than Thundercracker does. So it's not like he's entirely taking Thundercracker's colors. Which is good. It makes Nacelle look a little bit more original. Does keep that flair in there. And, you know, Nacelle looks like the kind of Decepticon that may actually want to move to the States for some reason. Even though his bio pretty much just describes him as a lab geek who upgraded himself, he is still pretty cool. And I do like him. I think it's a great figure. I'm happy to have him, and I'm actually looking forward to G2 Starscream. Because I do like the Seeker mold still. And since these are Nacelle and G2 Starscream are going to be the last figures to use that mold, I'm looking forward to them. But in any case, I hope you've enjoyed this little review. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more videos, and share with your friends. And I'll see you the next time. Take care, so long, have fun, and bye-bye.